Hi everyone, and welcome to another vlog for our debt-free journey. Thank you for tuning in. If you're new here, we do everything to do with cash stuffing, budget planning, debt freedom, meal planning, and everything in between. Little bit about us. My name's Mel. I'm a New Zealand Māori based in Melbourne, married with 2 kids. So we're a soon-to-be family of 4. Baby is due to arrive within the week. And this vlog is, as the title mentions, is to do with our monthly budget. Now I know it's already halfway through the month. In fact, it's probably more than halfway through the month. But I just wanted to share with you about how we manage our finances and what we do and how we tackle debt and as well as regular expenses so that we can try to set up a legacy for our children. So you'll notice there's a calendar here. Let's get right into it. So this calendar has got a few different things. So the blue and the green color codes as to which pay week it is. So the blue is off pay week or hubby's pay week, and green is when we both get paid. In here I've listed out all of our expenses. So childcare comes out weekly, so you see childcare all on the same day. The gas is usually due bi-monthly on the 3rd. The loans, our debt loan is due every fortnight, so loan here, loan here. We also have the Netflix and Disney subscriptions, streaming services that are due on the 22nd and 24th. We own a timeshare with a Wyndham, and we pay levies, which is kind of like a cleaning fee or to do everything to do with the maintenance of it. So it's $70 a month. So you'll see it on the 14th of each month it's due, and then on the 20th is when our rent and internet is due. Lastly, we have these little blue lines. So these are personal expenses that have due dates. So there's the YouTube subscription for myself, as well with the phone, that's his expense, and then we've got Stan and Prime. So this was established in February when we had our February finance date. And so what we did is we worked out what expenses would be family versus what would be personal expenses, so things that each party should be responsible for. So which brings me to the next sheet. So this is how we break it down. So everything that has to do with myself, my son, my daughter, or my husband as a whole is a family expense. Everything that you want to add or spend on for yourself, for example, streaming subscriptions, the car registrations, because we have 2 cars, any petrol that you want to spend on going on trips beyond what our normal day-to-day travel would be, and we've got New Zealand spending money or some of the sync funds, personal vices. So my husband vapes, so he will spend, that's his personal expense, I'm not paying for that. I also do a monthly pledge where I'm pledging toward evangelism to help launch couples out, so that's my expense he doesn't want to contribute to. Then he's also got a phone plan and rental car. These ones I've highlighted in pink because they are fixed expenses that are the same each month. Now I've put the M there to say that it's a monthly expense, but some of which you'll see from the calendar is paid weekly, like for example the childcare. Gas and electricity fluctuates, so I've just put $76 a month as the minimum, but that could vary through the year. And then of course the miscellaneous floats and all the sync funds, they are funded by family and also supplemented by personal, but I haven't put that underneath the personal because it varies. So this, how we manage it is in the off pay weeks, so in the blue weeks, we get $600 to spend towards our family budget, and then on the green weeks we get $1,700. So it's he contributes $2,400 a month on a weekly basis. I contribute $2,200 a month on a fortnightly basis, but we spread our payments out weekly just because it's easier to do it that way as well. So we have alternating pay weeks or alternating budget sheets. So this is our off pay week. So you'll see it's an off pay week. 600 income, it's color coded blue along with the calendar, see to say that, and it'll just say 1 2 1 2 1 because we get. So on the bills and utilities, although the electricity is due monthly and the gas is bi-monthly, we will pay it weekly. Oh, sorry, fortnightly. And the reason being is because you'll see here, we paid 2 payments of $36 and now there's only $4 and so left in debt for the gas. That's way more manageable than having to come out of $76 for nothing. So we pay it in advance and then just pay the difference of when it comes. So this coming Wednesday we'll be putting another $36 towards it, and that will then put the gas back into credit. The internet is the same, so all of these payments we pay in 2 installments rather than just a monthly payment. So the internet will be done fortnightly, so then it's paid in full by the due date. So too is the electricity, and the gas is done every bi-month, and then levies, as it dictates on this calendar on the 14th, we pay it bi-weekly, so then that way it'll be paid in full by the time it's due. Now the family, we are contributing $50 towards petrol. We never used to. So at the moment we're sharing one car, and this is because his car needs to have some repairs done on the transmission, and he hasn't got around to doing that yet. So the $50 is to cover when I pick up and drop off our son to childcare, any medical appointments that we have, going to church together, doing family events. And then of course he will add in his personal, which is what I mentioned here, petrol, because he uses the car to drive to work. I don't use the vehicle at all other than to go to drop my son at childcare because I'm currently on maternity leave. But when I do use the car, so if I need to go into the city for anything, or if I need to do any personal travel, I will put petrol in myself as well, on my personal expense. Groceries, we put $100 towards groceries a week. That's mostly just food. That doesn't cover cleaning or hygiene products or anything else beyond the food. Savings, we contribute $50 to that in the off-pay weeks, and that's just because we want to keep up that pattern of constant contribution, because it looks good to a bank, especially when you do have a home loan deposit that you're consistently putting money in. So that's our untouchable bank account that we have to both go into the bank and sign for. That's where that money goes into, unless it's in the cash wallet and I build it up. Now I've put this under interchangeable because Netflix, Disney, and miscellaneous and kind of the sync funds, they're small enough to be able to kind of have in one week and not the other. So Netflix, we might have it on the 24th, so that will be on this, or it'll be on this one, or at least I'll save it on that one, and it'll be paid out for the following. And then Disney, so on and so forth, miscellaneous. And the reason being is because the weeks that they aren't due, we might say, so Netflix and Disney I think are due in the same week, so they'll just, that's together is $29. So it's either $30 in miscellaneous or sync funds, or $30 to streaming subscriptions. Up here we have childcare. So our son goes to childcare Tuesdays through to Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and that's mostly for social reasons, because he can get over being at home. And we only watch TV an hour a day just before he goes to bed, so he needs that stimulation from interaction with other children and learning and things like that. We do a lot to kind of entertain him, whether it be reading, taking him to the park, all sorts of things, but it's just my husband, myself and him, and it can be quite lonely. So at least that way when he goes to childcare, he can play around with friends, but also we get a break. I'm able to catch up on house errands, and especially with the arrival of little miss within the week, I'm going to need that time to sleep. And of course the kids, so we're going to be putting $20 towards kids, clothing, anything that they need. To week 2, this is our big pay week, so again it's color coded week 2, so that would be on this month the 8th and the 22nd. So this income is $1,700 for the week. It's just my $1,100 contribution plus $600 from hubby. We don't make any payments towards bills and utilities because it's already covered in the other week, in week 1. The biggest expense is shelter, so that's the rent of $790. Then we have the weekly expense of petrol, again as I mentioned pertaining to week 1. Groceries is the same of $100. Our childcare expense is the same, $160.72. Then the sync funds, so I've put there to be topical because it depends on what we're sync funding at the moment. We just finished sync funding or fully funding our New Zealand flights, so then the next one will be whatever it is in our list of to-dos, and the debts. So the debt actual monthly payment is only $632, but we are allocating, well, it's $316 a fortnight, but we're allocating the extra $200 because we want to get rid of that debt. There's only $11,000 left on it, so an extra $200 a week is going to chip that down, and then hopefully by December we'll be able to pay it out and just get rid of it, which will make us debt free. So that's week 1 and week 2 and how that relates to our calendar. And then this is our personal him and her expense tracking. So you can see we both pay tithing. We have our own subscription services that we subscribe to. We also have our car registrations. Now I've put that at $75 a month just because I think it's like $880 a year for us each, might give or take, which works out to be $75 a month. New Zealand spending money, what we want to spend, and that will probably, after we go to New Zealand, that will no longer be in our expenses. His car repair, as I mentioned earlier, we're currently using one car, and that's because he needs to get his transmission repaired, so he will be responsible for that. His Vices or vape, and also another streaming service down here. Whereas mine is my pledges, the truck maintenance and repair, and also my the sync fund. So I funded a lot of the New Zealand flights, and then also there was another thing that just happened to be funded, but mostly funded by me. But that's just something that's mostly because I'm trying to direct that straight away. Unexpected or reoccurring unbudgeted expenses. So he is a great provider and he loves to give us to be able to buy takeaways for us, and the reason why he likes to do that is because then we both get a break. It's like a treat, and it's something, he's like a gifts can be his love language. Likes to get us things, and sometimes that's food, especially when his pregnant wife is craving something and he's just like, are you hungry? And that's taking care of us in other means and ways. So yeah. Now we will also use this budget planner book. So when I do my cash stuffing, I'll then transfer what these sheets are only did for the purposes of this video. We actually usually use this book, but I wanted to give you a clearer picture of how we do our budgets first. Okay, so in this book we will say what the amount is, and then, oh, that's not the right one. Yeah, actually I'll do it from the beginning. You can see. So it'll have all of our expenses, and I'll highlight them once they're paid, and then at the end how much was what the budget was, and then how much we have left and everything. I'll also put over here what upcoming expenses are, so that I can give them a reminder, or at least make sure the funds are there for the upcoming expenses. And then that, and then again here. So we've done that again, but we'll just change it to blue, where we've done our budgeted, how much it actually is. So the actual total came to $1698.72 out of the $1,700, when I had originally budgeted for it to be $6 over. So I adjusted some. We adjusted the New Zealand flights. It was originally $100 and reduced it, and so on and so forth. So that's a good thing about that. And yeah, so at the end of the month we'll do a balance of everything, see how we went with our budget, how much we went over, under, and kind of get a rundown of where all of our expenses went to. just to kind of review where we could improve and go from there. So this month the theme has been Make Money March, or Money March I should say, which includes making money, money wins or fails, and also maternity preparedness, so just getting ready for the arrival of our baby. And yeah, so if you're more interested in what we do here, feel free to like and subscribe, or we are also available on socials on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok as our_debt-free_journey. I am the voice mostly behind the videos, so you'll probably just hear myself. Might ask if Mr. can come in and do one as well, just to change it up a bit, but other than that, this is how we budget. So what do you do to budget? Do you have a book? Do you have a spreadsheet? Do you go through a financial planner? Share with us what you do and we can start a combo. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks again for tuning in. Bye.